Welcome back, everyone. This video here, you may have heard in the interview with Mr. James, I talked about how I had gotten inspected by DOT in Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio has their own motor carrier enforcement. I don't know how they're tied in with the Department of Transportation, but I'm sure somehow. But I got pulled over in Columbus, Ohio by the Columbus City Motor Carrier Enforcement. Little backstory on it real quick. The reason he pulled me over, he saw me obviously oversized, get some attention, and he saw me running, so he got up next to me, took a look at some things, paced me for a little bit. I moved out to move around a semi-truck that was there, and I was going a little bit, as everybody knows, your permit in Ohio, you're supposed to be doing 55 mile an hour is the permitted speed. So I was doing 55 mile an hour when he first started pacing me, and then I stepped out to move around that truck, and I stepped on a little bit to make sure I got there before I got to my exit. So I was running 60, 61, somewhere in that neighborhood, just to get around that truck and get back over, and I actually slowed right back down. He made comment on there, but that I did do that, so he wasn't too worried about that, but it gave him enough interest to pull me over and do an inspection. So here's the inspection. I'm going to try to stop this video every now and then and make some comments to what's happening in the video and what he's doing and what I'm doing. So hope you enjoy. Here's what a DOT inspection looks like on the roadside.
Chicken, trucking, finger licking, trying to keep it in between the lines. Bird dogs are hunting, straight pipes are puffing. I'm loving this diesel life. County Mountie in the middle, think I just peed a little. Glad I ain't got no panties on. Don't need no bugs on my glass, bears on my ass, or pop singer singing country songs. Chicken trucking, big wheels there humming, high rate of fuel consumption, missing mama, needing loving, rolling with the wailing sound. Running like the Southern Shaker, I don't need no 40 acres to turn this rig around. I'm jacked up like a Chevy, but ain't heading to the levee. Lord have mercy sakes alive. On this high step and double clutching, gear jamming, chicken trucking, old school outlaw ride. Sticking, tooth picking, possum grinning, coffee sipping, roadshow passing through your town. A rambling gypsy on a road with 18 on the floor and 18 pounding on the ground. I don't need to see bubblegum machine, blue lights flashing bright. All this highball and skins are crawling, 6 days without my darling, gonna make it home tonight. Chicken trucking, big wheels there humming, high rate of fuel consumption, missing mama, needing loving, rolling with the wailing sound. Running like a Southern Shaker, I don't need no 40 acres to turn this rig around. I'm jacked up like a Chevy, but ain't heading to the levee. Lord have mercy sakes alive. On this high step and double clutching, gear jamming, chicken trucking, old school outlaw ride.
Columbus, got pulled over by Columbus Motor Carrier Enforcement. They're out doing the inspection right now. They're out doing the inspection. Let's see what he says. He was checking my axle. He was real worried about axle spacing for some reason. I'm pretty confident my axle spacings are all right, so let's see what he says here.
Chicken trucking, big wheels there humming, high rate of fuel consumption, missing mama, needing loving, rolling with the wailing sound. I'm running like the Southern Shaker. I don't need no 40 acres to turn this rig around. I'm jacked up like a Chevy, but ain't heading to the levee. Lord have mercy, sakes alive. On this club, clucking, chicken trucking, big wheels, they're a-humming, highballing, skins a-crawling, 6 days without my darling, high-stepping, double clutching, gear jamming, chicken trucking, old school, outlaw ride, outlaw ride, ooh, outlaw ride.
On the axle spacing, we got back in his truck pretty quick, so looks like everything's okay with the axle spacing. I know my securement's good, he checked that, so see what he says. He got me going a little bit quick. I was passing a truck, had it for a slow moving truck, and I was passing him, moving around him, trying to get back over, so I didn't miss my exit on Route 70. I wasn't exactly sure where it was at, so I wanted to make sure I got over kind of quick. And he got me going a little bit faster than I should have been going on for my permit, so that's why he pulled me over to do the inspection. I think he's going to leave me alone about that if everything else is good. So looks like everything's good. See what he does.
I'll fire things up, boys. Been out here on this highway, rolling on now 20 years. Just like my dad before me, coffee, blood, sweat, and tears. I'm addicted to the white line, a prisoner of the road. Ain't no cure for this disease, it breeds us outlaws and rogues. When they locked me up, they handed me the keys. I'm pulling 18 years of life with no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time, just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 gears, 18 gears, 18 gears of life. Some say I'm semi-crazy, my God, it's...
All right, so this part of the video right here, he had done, he checked my axle spacing, checked my securement, checked all my lights and my tires, did all that. He came and got me from the cab because there was one chain that was not loose, but it wasn't as tight as the rest of them. So he wanted to point that out and wanted me to give me the opportunity to get it a little bit tighter than what it was, make sure it's not gonna go anywhere. So that's what he came and got me, and he said, you know, this chain, he said, it's not loose, there's no reason to write this up, but I just wanted you to know that it's a little bit looser than the rest of them, so you may want to go ahead and put a couple cranks on that.
This diamond tuck and leather just might be my padded sail. Those pictures on my dashboard where I've watched my kids grow up. I thank God they understand the cost of diesel in my blood. They know this rambling man and what sets me free. I'm pulling 18 years to life with no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this highway...
What you see right here is we're talking, you see us moving our arms and talking about the chains that are going. I had on the bucket of this unit, because the arm that controlled the bucket was broken. It was snapped off. So I had normal securement on that. You put one chain over the arm. I had put 2 chains X'd over top that bucket, which was holding the arm and the bucket at the same time because I didn't trust it. So I had put 2, and he had made the comment that he said, "Man, this is, I've never seen a bucket secured like this." And I was explaining why I did it that way, and he was pretty satisfied with that.
It's a crime, I'm doing time, just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 gears, 18 gears, 18 gears of life. I'm pulling 18 gears of life. chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this old highway owns my soul. It's a crime I'm doing time.
So it turns out that the Officer Wilson, I believe that's his name, man. I hope I don't screw these guys' names up. Officer Wilson that was with him, he's a trainee. He's brand new in the motor carrier enforcement, so he's learning on the job, learning right now. And so there was some explanation going on between Officer Delgado and Officer Wilson. He was, kind of explaining what he was thinking, what he was doing, and then talking to me at the same time and getting points of view. And it was kind of neat because I ended up sort of part of this guy's training process, which was fantastic. But right here, what he's talking about is the securement on the load, and we're talking about what they consider indirect and direct securement, which is it's actually opposite of what you think it is. You would think that direct securement would be if you connected directly to the unit down to the trailer. However, that's actually indirect, and direct securement is when it goes from one side of the trailer over the load to the other side of the trailer. And because all of my securement on this device, on this unit, was direct securement connected to the unit going to the trailer, you only get half credit for the chains. Now, according to him, I was one of the only drivers that he's ever run across that actually knew that, and I had the proper amount of securement on there. I did the math before I loaded the thing. I did the math. I knew what I had to have, so I had the proper securement on there, and that right there was right off the bat. It impressed him, and I think that set the tone for the rest of this inspection. And it just one thing after another was we were talking about, and it was just good comment after good comment after good comment after good comment. So in the end, you're going to see me on one part here in a minute. You're going to see I slowed it down and blew it up a little bit. You're going to see me look down on his phone. That was actually, he was talking about another driver that they had pulled over yesterday with a articulating dump truck. And it was just all wrong. Everything was wrong about it. And the guy had an airline issue, and he was showing me the picture of the airline. He actually made a joke, and he said, this is how comfortable we were. He made a joke, and he said, all right, listen, if you can get this off this picture, what's wrong with this, then I won't write you any citations today, or I won't write you any violations today. And I said, oh, well, no pressure there, right? So turned out it was an easy one. The guy had regular hose clamps holding an airline together, and that you can't do that. That's just not, they're not set up for that. They're not supposed to be used for that. You can't do that. So I was able to pick it. You can see that on the video where I looked down at his phone for a minute, and then I was kind of like looking at it like, oh man, I hope I get this right. And I said, those hose clamps are wrong. And you see him kind of stand up and point at the other officer, and that was him saying, hey, see, there you go. An experienced guy knows what he's looking at and sees it. So that was another positive thing in this inspection, and then at the very end, we'll talk about that in a minute.
I'm pulling 18 gears, 18 gears, 18 gears of life. There's no escaping this addiction, so until the day I die, I'm pulling 18 gears, 18 gears, 18 gears of life. 18 gears of life. 18 years of life. We ride across these plains and prairies, Rocky Mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky. Black smoke and white line, steel horses side by side. It's more than just a living, y'all. Hell, it's our way of life. We're the last of the cowboys, the giddy up gone boys. 18 wheels on the concrete, it's a slow and dying breed, rolling like Jesse James, a modern day outlaw game. If you're out here.
All right, so right here, after you see me shake his hand, we start to walk up to the front of the truck, and then I said, hey, listen, just so you know, I have a YouTube channel. I'd like to use your guys' name on the YouTube channel. I think this is great video for people to see that there's positive interaction between enforcement officers and truck drivers. And the guy said, and Officer Delgado said, absolutely, I have no problem with that at all. And I said, well, that's good, because I pointed up at the cameras. I said, you guys are on camera right now. And that's when he turns and waves at the camera, and you're seeing that right now, where he turns and waves at the camera. And that's I don't, this doesn't ever happen. Like, this is the way it should be for every inspection. Even if I had done something wrong and he had found something, I don't know that I would be that upset about it. Obviously, because I don't think he's seeking out things just to seek them out. I think there would actually be a problem there, and it would be something that needed corrected if he had pointed it out. So I appreciate him, and I appreciate the job they're doing out there, and I appreciate the fact that you don't have to worry when you're in Columbus. When you're on the Beltway and you're in Columbus, if you're doing the right thing, you don't have to worry. There is no concern there. You don't have to worry about them pulling over you and finding something minor wrong with your truck that that may not really be that big of a deal. This office that he works for is there to make sure people are doing the right thing, and it's not that difficult to do the right thing.
Riding with me, come on back and make some noise. We're the last of the cowboys. It's a family tradition, diesel's running through our veins. Our daddy showed us the roads, we were born in the fast lane. Branded by our heroes, taught to saddle up and move. We keep this country rolling, we're damn proud of what we...
So that might have been the best DOT inspection ever. What a great couple guys. I'm hoping that I remember their names. I think Delgado was the one gentleman, and Wilson, I think, was the other gentleman. What good two guys. Like, these are two guys, two officers that actually care about doing the right thing, and not just getting people violations and catching people doing things, and they're making sure they're doing the right thing. So I wanted to film a little bit right now and say that, but getting ready to get out of here, and I'll shoot a little film tonight once I get stopped.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. It definitely shows some positive interaction between a truck driver and an enforcement officer. Shows how it should be. I'm very, very thankful to the officers for the inspection that they gave me. I did not ask for a clean inspection report, because he did pull me over for a reason, and he did not bother me about that. He said, you know what, I understand why you were moving as quick as you were. I understand what you were doing. He's like, I'm not gonna write you a violation for that. And I said, I appreciate that, but in return for that appreciation, I didn't ask him for a clean inspection either, because technically it's not a clean inspection. So all in all, this was what I wanted everyone to see: positive interaction. If you're doing the right thing, or at least attempting to do the right thing, this is what you can expect in a DOT inspection. So hope everyone enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below. If you're new to the channel, or you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel. Helps the channel out, helps me out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.